Ernest Calderas, and I am the Artistic Director of Kids Artistic Review, which is a national dance competition. And what's going on here is we have dancers from Southern California that all train under the direction of a competitive dance studio, and they're all out here to compete against each other and to win some kind of title or bragging rights as to which studio can produce the best dancers.
Why do you enter the car competitions?
Because it's fun to dance and get trophies. It's really fun. Yeah, it's really fun.
And who wants to win more, you or your mommy?
The parents are pretty interesting. I mean, obviously they're very driven in that.
Oh, I can only, I can speak from my parents, our parents at the studio. They're really good, but, they can get psycho too. I've seen all that going on. I mean, I've seen it for different studios, and I've even seen it within our own.
They invest a lot of time, money, energy, and effort in getting these kids involved in this because it is a big time commitment, both financially and time-wise. So a lot of them do live through these dancers vicariously and really try to kind of get highly involved in what's going on here.
Dance competitions are huge. We could attend one every weekend from February to July. It is a huge business, it's a huge industry, and I think the Entertainment Society needs to see how big it is and how important it is in preparing dancers for entertainment.
And sometimes it's kind of outrageous in that the parents, I think, are more emotionally committed to this whole process than the kids. I mean, a lot of the kids, especially the younger kids, they're just out there wearing their costumes. They're excited to be all glammed up with these ridiculously sparkly costumes and getting to wear makeup and all that stuff. To them, that's the big thrill of it. But then, of course, you've got the parents who see it. They see much more than what the kids see, and they get a little bit more excited and enthusiastic about it. For the most part, it could be relatively healthy, but of course we do have that handful of parents that can make an event such as this quite a nightmare, to be honest with you, because you're dealing with, not only quote-unquote dance moms, who are just very blindsided as to what their child's capability is, but you can also have some dads that get, they get emotionally driven as well, and it's an interesting, it's an interesting concept in that it's the parents that can really at times drive, the environment here at these events, so that's really the fun of it. If you want, from our end of it, really that's where all the drama comes in. It's when you're dealing with the parents and sometimes the teachers. The teachers can get emotionally driven. And it's It is a family business, it's a family business. We started as a small organization back in the day, a good 26 years ago.
They especially love when Rick takes the stage and, they know that he's the big cheese and, they love Ernie. They just love it.
I'm not really happy right now because I just got my bill for Vegas. So. Lighting, $25,000.
That's not the electricity to turn on the lights.
No, the electricity is $16,000. The pipe and drape is $11,000. Oh, and then all the projectors are $22,000. Well, $23,000.
And they think to run a show is cheap.
Okay, so I have $100,000 here, and this isn't even the staging, or any of the employees, or any of the MGM rental, or the food,
or the judges, or the
judges. So I'll be bankrupt by the end of
more than you're even taking in.
Obviously my dad expects everything out of me and my brother, and obviously out of Ernest, and so it's a lot of pressure. I mean, it's crazy, and then if someone messes up, then obviously he calls me and rants and raves to me about everything, and so.
Okay, kids, if you don't know where you're going, then you know what? Like they say, when I worked at Lucky's.
Food store. Grocery store.
Grocery store.
Not the strip joint. Not the. You gotta be clear on when you say Lucky's. It could
I
be
think
anything.
overall it was a very successful weekend. We did a really good store
Right,
shows. We probably had a few problems here and there. We had a studio that we had a few problems that weren't necessarily our fault, but they still developed. We had a studio that went to the wrong venue. We had another studio that thought they were competing with their other kids, but it was a musical theater company, but they didn't tell us that they were also affiliated with a dance studio, so there are two different venues, and we had to move all them to the other venue.
Great.
Arizona, I don't think there was any really major problems in Arizona except
for the Tallier.
Alan kind of messed everything up.
What?
we actually, at our venue, we had a dad that was going to come back and kick a little boy's ass because he stole the other little boy, his son's ribbons, until we could convince the dad that we have thousands of ribbons and we could just replace the ribbons. There's no use to try to go and find the little boy in the audience because I don't think he stole the ribbons. They were probably 7-year-olds. He probably picked up another kid's ribbons. That was part of our drama. And we were at the high school in Ontario that they call the cow farm because there's a cow farm right next door to it and there's flies everywhere the whole time. And when you're giving awards, by the end of the weekend, it was really great. This is a microphone. You can just pretend this is a mic. And when it becomes natural to go on the stage and say, next, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be giving out our top overall, and it's all good. When you get comfortable with that, there's nothing I can't do. Nothing. First time you miss your flight and your name is spelled wrong, maybe I'll believe you. Your sixth time you missed your flight, hello, come on now.
No, exactly. But then, in his defense, the vet outbooked the ticket.
I love you, but when I'm sitting middle seat next to freaking Big Mike and freaking Sally Sue, like this, all the way to New York.
Sue, open up, baby.
Sue has a secret relationship with one of our back guys. So.
Let him get a
Such a liar!
One guy solves, the old man has his own over here.
Yo, man.
By the way, this is my uncle and my grandpa.
Okay.
Just to verify that.
Where Uncle Randy?
Family,
Yeah.
Uncle Randy, everyone worldwide known Uncle Randy and grandpa. So.
And we've worked our butts off over here and for JR and Adam. And it's like a family here. We all have a good time.
This is what Uncle Randy's desks consume of every day. You can find guaranteed Dr. Pepper and a bottle of chewing tobacco, which I have drank before on accident thinking it was
And the
Dr.
chewing
Pepper.
tobacco too.
And that is kind of a consistent desk of a corporate
Show your
Uncle
materials.
Randy right there. Did Ernie approve on this? Is this our,
No,
is this our
he
final
wouldn't
one?
like it.
Ernie denied it. Ernest, the guy that we talk about who is like completely anal, if I could even say that. He will look at this and he will try to find ways in order for it to be 1 inch wider out here or 1 centimeter, a little bit to the left.
He's one of those.
He's one of those. Yeah, he's one of those guys. Yeah, there you go.
It's got to be there or
These are the schedules of who's our director, our tallier, our MC, our backstage, our front DVD camera, photos. So this is all of our staff right here, and it kind of tells you. His show voice, and he's got his. He's got his hi, welcome to KARrough, and he's got his hey. Put up the fucking skyline.
It's all a performance, man.
How about giving all of our dancers on stage a big round of applause once again? Great performances here.
How'd you learn your show voice?
You know what? I actually learned it, to be honest with you, I actually learned it from our competitors. Because we actually never had that show voice. And then there was a competitor of ours that was a little bit newer to the industry than we were. And they were really successful. And they had a lot of entries. And we're like, what is it about them that draws people? Then we realized that what they did is, it's not so much that they produce a better show, but they actually produce a better award ceremony. And a lot of it was based on the guy up there just being really theatrical and dramatic.
Hey dancers, how about giving all of your teachers and choreographers out there a big shout out?
There was a lot of hoopla, and we're like, gosh, okay, that's what they like, because really, the results are really what determines whether you like the competition itself. I mean, if you're a winner, you love it. If you're a loser, you hate it. But for the most part, if you can at least create some kind of environment where the kids get distracted.
Are you ready?
They get all excited, the parents think it's something quote-unquote professional and whatnot. I think that's where that all comes from. That's where that stems from.